Welcome to the Positive Spiritual Living Podcast, brought to you by Unity on the Bay. This is your positive path for spiritual living.
Over again. Yes. Wow. Christmas lives in us. The Christ lives in us. And this is the season of peace on earth. How many of you are feeling peaceful during this first week of December? Rush. Yeah, yeah. I think, when we're sitting here in this room, feeling the love and taking this moment to breathe, yeah, we're all peaceful, right? But what about when you get on 95 to go home in the Art Basel traffic today? Are you going to be peaceful by the time you get in your front door? Yes, thank you. That's a challenge. Okay. And, while I am in this phase of life where my children are grown, maybe not yet flown, but they are grown. So it's a little bit slower pace for me this time of year until, of course, I got into ministry. But I don't have that pressure of the rushing to the toy store, to get the Elmo of the year kind of thing, right? But that's not really so far in the rearview mirror, right? And I'm going to share a story with you of a Christmas from about 20 years ago, okay? So picture this. Christmas morning, beautifully lit and decorated tree, a sea full of beautifully wrapped, shiny presents. So many presents you cannot see the floor, okay? This was the perfect Christmas that my mother had planned for my daughter, her first grandchild, who was 2. Okay? God rest my mother's soul. She taught me a lot, including this need to control, right? And so on this Christmas morning, I walked in the front door carrying my little toddler and set her down in this sea of infinite presents. Okay? That's actually not her, but it looks a lot like her. Stock image, thank you. Now, all my old pictures have not quite been digitized yet. So now, what do you think that this toddler sitting in a sea of presents is doing? She doesn't know what these packages are about, So she starts looking at the pretty paper and naming off her colors, red, blue, right? And my mother is like, she's got to open the presents. My mother had this idea that all of those packages would be open and we'd be sitting down for a formal lunch at noon. How did she get that idea? Okay. I don't know how many. There must have been 100 packages there and a 2-year-old with hands this big, So my daughter sits there and she finally picks up the present close to her that she could handle. Right? Small gift. This is what children do. They take what they can handle. So she takes this small gift and she's looking at it and practicing her colors. And then she notices the shiny ribbon and the bow. The bow pops off. Now we play with the bow and it's crinkling. And my mother starts going around to the adults in the room, myself, my sister, my husband, like, we got to get her to open these presents. Lunch is going to be cold. We got to get her to open the presents, right? Can you help? What do you want to just let her have the joy, right? But my mother had this need to control the situation. She had the expectations, And finally we get to, show her how to rip the paper. It's okay to rip the paper. The paper rips. How fun. It's noisy. And then the paper comes off. Do you think she played with that gift? No, the paper is too much fun, crinkling and opening and colors and all this. So you get the idea there was the contrast of the calmness of the child enjoying the moment of joy, okay? And the chaos that my mother was feeling because she was trying to control the situation, okay? Now, we get to choose which of these experiences we have, right? Because my mother could have just let go and said, oh, she's having fun. We don't have to eat at noon. But no, she had these expectations, so she felt stress. Where does our stress come from? Who's feeling stressed during the holidays? We have some stress? Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Our stress comes from our expectations, right? And our need to control the outcomes. Okay? What would happen if we just allowed the divine to flow through us and accepted whatever outcome? Could we enjoy it more? Could we enjoy these moments? Could we feel the love and the joy a little more? Yeah. So Unity author Eric Butterworth wrote, "The whole universe is on your side. Life is forever biased on the side of healing, on the side of overcoming, on the side of success. When you get yourself centered in the universal flow, you become synchronized with this divine bias for good." Okay? There's a divine bias for good, all right? So when you accept that, then you can claim your calm in the chaos. Claim your calm in the chaos. So what tools do we have? What can help us get to that place where we can claim our calm? Well, this same author, Eric Butterworth, tells us that to begin an exploration of self-awareness, and that's what it is. It's a self-awareness so that we can claim the calm. To begin, we first have to consider our understanding of God. And he points to a Greek writing that God is an infinite sphere. An infinite sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. So this points to Unity's principle 1 and 2. So the circumference, the outer part of the sphere, is nowhere. It means there's no boundaries. That means there's oneness, right? One power and one presence. And whose center is everywhere. That means the center of God is in my nose, Reverend Juan's toes, Jason's knees, John's elbows, right? God is everywhere in each and every one of our cells, and each and every one of ourselves, too. Okay? So that's Unity's second principle. We have the divine in us, right? And so from this knowledge, from this deep knowing, we can then step forward into our exploration of self-awareness. And psychologist Dr. Gay Hendricks picks up from there and tells us that to live a conscious life that is synchronized with the divine, we move from conviction to curiosity. Say that again. Move from conviction to curiosity. Okay? So that's from having to have this deep control to allowing for the divine to lead us to the right outcomes. And he gives us 5 steps to accomplish this. The first one is to feel all of your feelings deeply. Feel all of your feelings deeply. And he writes that your feelings actually occur in this larger space of your essence. But you are not your feelings. Your feelings happen in the world, in your experiences. Your essence is actually sitting behind it, witnessing that. Okay? And be aware that all feelings have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? So, anybody here ever go, oh no, I'm not stressed. Oh, everything's okay. Do you know that one? Everything's okay. No, I'm not crying. All right. You're not allowing your feelings to even begin in that moment. Okay? So allow your feelings to begin. Have a middle, feel them, and then let them end. Okay, did my mother let her anxiety end? No, she let that anxiety start, that stress of, oh, this morning is not going like I thought it would. Thank a toddler for that. Surprise. But she didn't let it end. You know, she felt that coming up, and she could have chosen in that moment, she could have chosen the calm over the chaos and really enjoyed and shared the love in that moment. But she missed it all because she was trying to control. She didn't allow the anxiety to end. Okay? So when we're clinging on to our feelings, we're stopping the flow of the divine. Allow the flow. Feelings have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So step 2, seek your true self. Let your actions flow from the space of deep knowledge. Now, this is what Eric Butterworth meant when he wrote that we are meant to live from the inside out. 2 schools of thought about how we come into this world. One is that we are empty vessels, and we're here to grab all the knowledge and all the experiences that make us who we are. And then there's the unity perspective, that we come into this world having everything that we need. And we have come into Skin School to express the Christ in the world. Okay? So this is living from the inside out, seeking your true self. The third one is my favorite. Let go of the uncontrollable. Okay, who here tries to control the outcomes, control your experiences, control. Okay, it takes one to know one here, okay? So remember the story about my daughter and the Christmas wrap, okay? Just remember that toddler anytime that you catch yourself trying to control something, all right? You can't control a toddler, they're going to have a tantrum, and then you've really lost control, right? So let go of the uncontrollable. And there is a very popular tool for doing that, the Serenity Prayer. Who knows it? All right, say it with me now. This will be a mantra during the Christmas season, right? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, everybody have that as your home screen on your phone. All right. Step 4, we are all made of the same thing. What is that? Energy. Divine energy. The great inventor and scientist Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson recently posted, according to quantum physics, a particle vibrating due to the sound when you speak can affect a molecule inside a star at the edge of the universe instantly. Better watch what I say into this mic. This phenomenon is known as quantum entanglement. The greatest illusion of this universe is the illusion of separation. How does that speak to oneness and unity principles? Okay? So the building blocks of all of our 3D world are atoms. And atoms combine together to make molecules. And the bond between the atoms vibrates at a specific frequency. And this is how the vibration of our words and music and everything else, even just our movements, affect everything else in our experience. And outside of our experience, we have a ripple effect, okay? And so once we understand that we're all connected and we're all having the same human experience, then we can know we're not alone and we can claim our calm in the chaos. Now, the word Om is defined by Hindu scripture as being the primordial sound of creation. From this first vibration, all other vibrations are able to manifest. The Upanishads assert that true peace of mind can only be attained when we realize the interconnectedness of all things. And the Upanishads teach that recognizing the oneness of existence leads to a detachment from worldly concerns. Okay, they need to control, right? Detachment from worldly concerns, resulting in profound peace of mind. And step 5. It is recognizing that life is fullest when we are most true to ourselves. Unity's 5th principle. Author Thaddeus Golas wrote, "We are all equal beings, and the universe is our relations with each other." That is the quantum entanglement that Neil deGrasse Tyson referred to, and that is our community. And we are living as our true selves when we walk these principles and when we claim our calm in the chaos. So in summary, I'm going to repeat these 5 steps again, and you can all take pictures, and it'll be posted on social. Feel your feelings, beginning, middle, and end. Allow the flow. Seek your true self. Your true essence is behind your experience. You are a witness. Let go of the uncontrollable. Enough said. Serenity prayer. Recognize that we are all the same. This is a shared human experience. And live your truth. Be an example of the living Christ in the world, claiming your calm in the chaos. And so holiday stress will not get the best of you when you are synchronized with the divine, when you are remaining in the present moment. You'll experience less stress, more comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. Ho, ho, ho.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Positive Spiritual Living Podcast, brought to you by Unity on the Bay, a spiritual community located in Miami, Florida. Unity on the Bay is supported by the generosity of its community. If you'd like to make a donation or learn more about Unity on the Bay, please visit unityonthebay.org. You can also follow Unity on the Bay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for even more positive spiritual inspiration. Until next time, thanks for listening and many blessings. Namaste.